Okay, so let's continue. So the first one for the derivative of a function is we're going to discuss the derivative of a constant. Okay, so a derivative of a constant. Okay, so the derivative of a constant d dx of c, that is our constant, is equal to 0. Always equal to 0. Lahat ng derivative ng constant is equal to 0. So for example, if we have an example, what is the derivative of -1? That is a constant. So this will be equal to 0. So what is the derivative of, say, 2? Okay, so that is a constant. Walang variable. Constant alone. So this is equal to 0. Okay? Kahit 1 million pa yan or 2 million, ang derivative ng constant is always equal to 0. Okay? Or say, what is the derivative of 2 raised to 3? Okay, walang variable. 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. Diba? Constant pa rin yun. Wala siyang variable. So this is equal to 0. Okay? So while I am discussing, kindly mute first your mic, or yes, kindly mute your mic while I am discussing, so as to not na-distract kasi ako sa sound. Okay. So that is for the derivative of a constant. So next we will be discussing the derivative of a power rule, or the derivative of x raised to n. Okay, so the derivative of x raised to n, so that is d dx, that is the derivative of x raised to n, is equal to, okay, so ang derivative niya, multiply niya natin yung n dito sa, say meron tayong 1 dyan. So n times 1, that is n. Okay, so copy dx, then raise to n minus 1. Okay, so this will be the general formula for the derivative of x raised to n. Okay, say we have an example. So for example, we have differentiate the function or find the derivative of say x cubed. Okay, so what would be the derivative of x cubed? Okay, so that is in x raised to n form. Diba? So ang derivative niyan, so 3 times 1, that is 3. Okay, so x raised to the exponent na 3 minus 1. Okay, so this will be equal to 3x squared. Okay, so that is 3x squared. Okay, so let's have another example. What is the derivative? Say for example, so solve for the derivative of x raised to 4. Okay, so anyone who can give me the derivative of x raised to 4? O Miss Manganip?
Ma'am, 4x raised to 3.
Okay, so 4x raised to 3. So paano nakuha yung 3? That is the 4 minus 1. So 4x raised to 3. So that is the derivative of the x raised to 4. Okay, so what if we have a negative exponent? Say, find the derivative d over dx of x raised to negative 4. So the same pa rin, we have here negative 4x negative 4 minus 1. Okay, so this is equal to negative 4. So this is equal to negative 4x raised to negative 5. So pagka meron tayong negative exponent, ibababa natin siya para maging positive exponent. Okay, so pag binaba natin, ibababa natin yung x raised to negative 5 para maging positive yung exponent. So paano natin gagawin yan? Gawin nating denominator yung x raised to 5. Okay, so mawawala na yung negative niya sa exponent. So our answer here is this one. Okay, so that is for the derivative of x raised to n. Okay, so what if we have a coefficient? Pagka x raised to n tapos meron tayong coefficient. So say we have dx, yung mn raised mx raised to n. Okay, so this m will be our coefficient. So ano yung magiging derivative natin? Okay, so pagka merong coefficient, that is equal to the same, multiply natin yung exponent na n times the m, okay, x raised to n minus 1. Okay, so ganyan siya. Okay, so if we have an example here, pagka meron tayong coefficient, so may I remind pala, you can, while we are discussing, kindly bring out your calculator, your ball pen, and notebook. So while I'm discussing, you are also taking down notes since this is different example from the given module. Okay, so I will just summarize the content of the given module. So I'd advise you that while we are discussing, you are also taking down notes. Okay? Okay, so let's have an example here. If we have a coefficient in x raised to n, so for example, what would be the derivative of 3x raised to 4? Yung coefficient natin, meron tayong 3. Okay, so that is equal to 4 times 3. Multiply natin yung exponent doon sa coefficient natin na 3. That is 12. Okay, x raised to 4 minus 1. So our final answer here is 12x cubed. Okay, so what if we have, say, the derivative, find the derivative of 5x cubed. Okay, so that is 15, that is 3 times 5, x raised to 3 minus 1. Okay, so this is equal to 15x squared. Okay. So what if we have a negative exponent pa din? So that is, say, find the derivative d over dx of negative 3x raised to negative 4. Okay, so if we have here a negative exponent and a negative coefficient, you have to be very careful on the sign. Okay, so negative 4 multiplied by negative 3 is equal to positive kasi negative multiplied by a negative, the same sign, magiging positive. So that is positive 12. Okay, so x raised to negative 4 minus 1. Okay, negative 4 minus 1, that is negative 5. Okay, so this is equal to 12x raised to negative 5. Okay, so we have a negative exponent. So ibababa natin yan. So this will be equal to 12x raised to 5. So this will be now our answers for the derivative of the given functions. Okay? So pagka meron naman tayong variable, ano yung magiging derivative ng variable? Okay? So pagka meron tayong variable, say one variable. So say our variable is x. So the derivative of variable x is equal to what? Okay. So i-apply natin yung x raised to n na rule. Okay? So if we have here, alam natin yung pag ni-ratio yan sa 1, x raised to 1 is equal to x. So say x raised to 1. So i-apply natin yung x raised to n na rule. Okay, so that is 1 times 1, that is 1. So x pa rin. So pagka meron tayong 1 dyan, this is equal to this, x pa rin. Diba? So 1 times 1, that is 1. X raised to 1 minus 1. So ang magiging sagot natin dyan, 1x raised to 0. And any number or variable raised to 0 is equal to 1. So any number, either number or a variable na nagre-raise, meron tayong exponent na 0, that is equal to 1. So this x raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay? So ang magiging derivative natin if we have a one variable x, that is equal to 1. Okay? So pag dinagdagan natin, say for example, the derivative of meron tayong coefficient 3x. Okay? So ano yung magiging derivative niyan? We have 1 times 3, that is 3x raised to 1 minus 1. This is equal to 3x raised to 0, and any number raised to 0 or any variable raised to 0 is equal to 1. So that is 3 times 1, kaya 3. Okay? Or you can actually tawag nito, you can actually solve this if we have one variable and a coefficient directly kahit hindi nyo na ipakita itong x 1 minus 1 or x raised to 0. Okay, so if we have a one variable that is equal to 1, pagka meron siyang coefficient like 5, 4, any real number coefficient, 4x, 3x, ganun, ang maiiwan na lang doon is yung number coefficient, that is 3, 4, or any number. Okay, so kahit hindi nyo na ipakita itong solution wherein x raised to 1 minus 1, ganun. Okay, so if we have, say, the derivative of, say, negative 12x, so ano yung magiging sagot natin? Ang alam natin, x raised to 1 minus 1 is 0. That is, x raised to 0 is 1. So ang matitira na lang dyan is negative 12. Okay? So that is if we have one variable. Paano pagka meron naman tayong fractional exponent? Okay? So what if we have fractional exponent? So, paano natin kukunin yung derivative ng fractional exponent? Okay? So, if we have a fractional exponent, say, we are going to solve for the derivative d dx of x raised to 2/3. The same pa rin yung procedure natin. Have to multiply the exponent by 1 kasi wala tayong coefficient dyan, that is equal to 2/3. Okay? X raised to 2/3 minus 1. Okay? So 2/3 minus 1, you can actually solve that using your calculator, or you can actually solve that using your algebra. Okay? So that's very important na dapat alam nyo din yung algebra. Okay? So paano tayo mag-minus ng fraction? Okay, so that is 2/3 minus 1 minus 1 over 1, that is 1. So kunin muna natin yung LCD. LCD ng 3 and 1, that is the 3. Okay, that is 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1 times 2, that is 2. Okay, so minus 3 divided by 1, that is 3 times 1, that is 3. So ang sagot natin dito is negative 1/3. So our answer now here is 2/3 x raised to negative 1/3. Okay? So this is now equal to, so negative 1/3, baba natin siya. That is 2 over 3x of 1/3. Or you can express this x over 1/3 in a radical form. Okay, so that will be the next. What if we have the derivative of a radical? So a derivative of radicals. Okay, so pagka sinabi nating radical, that is the square root of x or the cube root of x, ganun. Okay, so the dx of, say, negative x, ano yung magiging derivative ng the square root of x? So if we have a radical, we have to convert first this into rational exponent or fractional exponent. So i-convert muna natin itong the square root of x into rational exponent or fractional exponent. Okay, so before we solve for its derivative. Okay, so if we convert that, the derivative of the square root of x is equal to x raised to 1/2. Diba? Pagka nag-square tayo, that is x raised to 1/2. Okay, so na-convert na natin yung radical into a fractional exponent. Okay, so pagka na-convert na natin ito, we can now solve for its derivative. So the same procedure doon sa ginawa natin doon sa last example. That is 1/2 times 1, that is 1/2. That is x raised to 1/2 minus 1. Okay, so ang sagot natin dito is 1/2 x raised to 1/2 minus 1. That is equal to negative 1/2. Or this will be equal now to 1 over 2x raised to 1/2, or we can now convert this into radical form. That is 1 over 2 x raised to 1/2 is the square root of x. So this will be now our answer. Okay, so we have to convert first if we have a radical into fractional or rational exponent. So pagka meron tayong, say, dx of cube root. Paano pagka cube root? Paano natin i-convert ito? So pagka cube root, that is the the d over dx of x raised to, pagka cube root, that is 1/3. Okay? Then, the same procedure para ma-solve yung derivative. Okay? So paano pagka meron tayong radical expression na ganito? Okay, so let's say that is 5. Then x raised to 3. Paano natin i-convert yan? So that is d over dx. This is actually x raised to 3 over 5. So ganyan yung magiging fractional exponent equivalent nitong radical form. Okay, so ganyan lang pagka-radical. So i-convert muna into rational exponent or fractional, then before solving for the derivative. Okay? So next, we will go to the derivative. So the derivative of a sum. So what would be the derivative of a sum? So we have here the derivative of a sum of a two function. Say our two function is in terms of u plus p. Ito yung two function natin. That is the derivative of a sum. So derivative of a sum of two functions is equal to the sum of their derivative. Okay, so this is equal to the sum of their derivative. So ang gagawin lang natin dito is kunin natin yung derivative ng unang function that is du over dx, then i-add natin yung derivative ng second function, which is dv over dx. Okay, so this is now the general equation for the derivative of a sum. I think this equation that I am giving you are also found on your module. Okay, so binigay din ito sa module. So as early as now, you have to familiarize yourself on how to get the derivatives of this. If we have addition, if we have later on sa multiplication naman tayo, the derivative of product and the derivative of a quotient. So dapat familiarize niyo as of now. As much as possible, you have to memorize the general equations for the derivatives. Okay, so this will be now the general equation for the derivative of a sum. Okay? So let's have an example for the derivative of a sum. So let's differentiate the function, the given function. Okay, say number 1, this is y that is equal to 7x plus 1. Okay, so we have to differentiate this given function. So gamitin natin yung derivative of a sum. Okay, so that is dy over dx, or that is equal to, parehas niya y prime. Dy over dx or y prime, that is the same. Okay, that is equal to, ano yung derivative? So kunin natin yung derivative ng per function. Okay, so derivative ng 7x. Ano yung derivative ng 7x? Na-tackle natin kanina. That is equal to, ng derivative ng 7x?
7.
So we have 7. Okay, so we have to add the derivative of 1. So ano yung derivative ng 1?
0.
0. So 0. So this is equal to 7. Okay, say we have y is equal to say 2x plus x. Okay, so ano yung magiging derivative natin dito? So derivative ng 2x, ng derivative ng 2x?
2.
2. Okay, so i-add natin yung derivative ng x. So ano yung derivative ng x? That is
1.
So we have 1. So this is equal to 3. So yan yung magiging derivative ng given function. Okay? So let's have an example of a combination of the first part. Pagka merong addition, tapos yung ina-add natin is merong exponent. Okay? So let's so you have to differentiate the given. Okay, so number 1, say our function is y is equal to 5x raised to negative 2 plus x raised to negative 3. Okay, so ano yung magiging derivative niya? Okay, so derivative dy dx, that is in terms of y and in terms of x, kaya dy dx. Pagka v itong y, dv over kung anumang variable yung ginamit dito. Okay, so since y and x, that is dy over dx. That is equal to, kunin natin yung derivative ng first term. Okay, so paano kunin yung derivative ng first term? That is negative 2 times 5, that is negative 10. Okay, x, meron tayong x raised to, yung exponent niya, negative 2 minus 1. Okay, so i-add natin, so plus, i-add natin yung derivative ng x raised to negative 3. So, ano yung derivative ng x raised to negative 3? So, that is negative 3 times x raised to negative 3 minus 1. Okay, so simplifying now. Oo. Okay, tapusin natin ito. Then later on, I will again share a link on the comment section siguro mamaya kasi mag-expire na itong Zoom natin later. Okay? So mag-log in kayo ulit later. Okay? So let's continue. We have here nasa na tayo? Okay. So we have to simplify this. dy dx is equal to, that is negative 10. Negative 2 minus 1. That is negative 3. Okay. So plus negative. Negative 3 tapos plus. So different sign. So this is minus 3x raised to negative 3 minus 1. That is negative 4. Okay, so our final answer now here is equal to negative 10 over x raised to 3 minus 3 over x raised to 4. Okay, so this will be now our derivative of the given function. Okay. Say we have, let's have number 2. So differentiate the given function. The given function is equal to y, that is equal to 2x squared minus 4x x raised to 4 minus 2x raised to 5. Okay, so kunin natin yung derivative. So dy dx is equal to, this is 2 times 2, diba? 2 times 2 is 4. So 4x raised to 2 minus 1. Okay, so minus 4 times 4, that is 16. Okay, so x raised to 4 minus 1. Okay, and then we have 5 times 2, that is 10. So minus 10 x raised to 5 minus 1. Okay, so simplifying now, our equation, this is equal to 4x minus 16x raised to 3 minus 10x raised to 4. Or you can rearrange actually the equation. Pwede niyong i-rearrange yung equation. Yung mauna yung negative 10x 4 minus 16x cubed plus 4x. Okay? So that's number 2. Okay, so let's have another number 3. To differentiate the given function, say our function is equal to, say y is equal to x1 half, okay, minus 4x negative 1 half. Okay, so ano yung magiging derivative niya? Okay, so our derivative here, dy dx, this is equal to, baba natin yung 1 half. Wala tayong i-multiply, kaya 1 half x. Okay, so 1 half minus 1. Okay, minus 4 times negative 1 half. Okay, so negative 1 half. Okay, so we have x raised to negative 1 half minus 1. Okay, so simplifying now this equation, this is equal to, so 1 half x, 1 half minus 1, that is equal to negative 1 half. Okay, so negative 4 times negative 1 half is a positive. So that is plus 2x raised to negative 1 half minus 1. That is equal to negative 3 over 2. Okay, so our final answer now here is equal to 1 over 2 the square root of x. Okay, so pag binabaga natin ito, x raised to 1 half is the square root of x. Kasi meron tayong negative. Okay, so plus we have 2 over the square root of x cubed. That is equal to x over raised to 2. So pagka ginawa nating denominator para mawala yung negative. Okay, so this will be now our answer for number 3. Okay, so since we're running out of time here in our Google Zoom, kindly log in. Kindly log in later. Later on, ilalagay ko na lang doon sa comment section yung link. I-share ko yung link sa comment section kanina. So, pag-log in ulit doon. Okay?